I'm here to help. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. Betrayer of the night. A sound plan. You are past. Certainly. I stand for the light. Of course. Betrayer of the light. Foul name. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Feel my wrath. Is there danger? Certainly. Of course. First blood. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Justice shall be done. Certainly. Is there danger? Justice shall be done. Of course. The light is my strength. Is there danger? For honor. A sound plan. I stand for the light. Certainly. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. Of course. You are past redemption. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. For my father, the king. Of course. Betrayer of the light. For honor. Of course. The light. I'm here to help. Certainly. Of course. The light is my strength. For Lord Oran. Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. I'm here to help. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Of course. For honor. Certainly. You are past redemption. I stand for the light. A sound plan. Of course. The light is my strength. For honor. Betrayer of the light. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. sound plan. I stand for the light. Stand for the light. Justice shall be done. Stand for the light. Of course, certainly. The light is my strength. Of course, certainly. Of course, for honor. A sound plan. I stand for the light. For honor. Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. To help. Is there danger? Of course. I'm here to help. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Boundary. Of course. A sound plan. For my father the king. Is there danger? Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. The light is my strength. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Of course. Justice is come. Boundary. For honor. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Of course. You are past redemption. The light is my strength. Certainly. Justice is come. Justice is come. You are past redemption. Justice is come. For honor. Of course. For my father the king. I'm here to help. For honor. Of course. Certainly. Feel my wrath. For my father the king. Betrayer of the light. You are past redemption. A sound plan. Foul name. Feel my wrath. I stand for the light. Of course. Betrayer of the light. Is there danger? Certainly. You are past redemption. A sound plan. For Lord Aron. I'm here to help. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. Foul name. Justice has come. A sound plan. Foul name. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. Feel my wrath. Certainly. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. A sound plan. Of course. Foul name. Justice is come. You are past redemption. Foul name. Betrayer of the light. The light is my strength. A sound plan. For my father the king. For honor. Foul name. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Justice has come. You are past redemption. Of course. For honor. Is there danger? A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Danger? Certainly. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. For honor. For my father, the king. Certainly. A sound plan. The light. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Is there danger? Certainly. For honor. For my father, the king. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. The light is my strength. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Is there danger? For honor. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. I'm here to help. Of course. Certainly. Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Feel my wrath. For my father, the king. Of course. Justice is come. Foul knave. Justice is come. Certainly. I'm here to help. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For my father, the king. I stand for the light. The light is my strength. I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. Certainly. The light is my strength. Is there danger? Of course. For honor. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. The light is my strength. Justice shall be done. Danger? Foul knave. Justice shall be done. You are past redemption. Feel my wrath. Of course. Certainly. Justice has come. You are past redemption. Justice has come. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. Is there danger? For honor. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. I stand for the light. Certainly. A sound plan. I'm here to help. For Lord Iran. Certainly. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. You are past it. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. The light is my strength. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Justice shall be done. For honor. Father, the king. sound plan. For honor. Is there danger? Light is my strength. I'm here to help. Certainly. Of course. I stand for the light. Certainly. Is there danger? Of course. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. You are past redemption. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. The light is my strength. I'm here to help. Is there danger? Light is my strength. For my father, the king. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Feel my wrath. Prayer of the night. Foul days. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Help. Justice shall be done. Certainly. Of course. For honor. Of course. Justice is come. I stand for the light. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Is there danger? A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. Of course. I stand for the light. A sound plan. Is there danger? I'm here to help. Of course. Feel my wrath. Foul knave. The light is my strength. Justice shall be done. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Betrayer of the light. Foul knave. Betrayer of the light. Is there danger? Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Danger. Certainly. The light is my strength. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. I stand. Is there help? Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. Feel my light is my strength. Certainly. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Betrayer of the light. For Lord Aron. Certainly. Father. The light is my strength. A sound plan. Of course. Is there danger? I stand for the light. Certainly. Justice shall be done. The light is my Of course. Justice shall be done. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. Feel my wrath. Certainly. For my father the king. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. I stand for the light. For honor. The light is my strength. Certainly. For honor. Of course. For honor. I stand for the light. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. You are past redemption. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. I'm here to help. Certainly. The light is my strength. I stand for the light. Honor. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. Certainly. I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. For honor. For honor. Of course. I'm here to help. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. The light is my strength. I'm here to help. I stand. I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. Is there danger? For honor. Certainly. For honor. Feel my wrath. Of course. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. Is there danger? A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. For honor. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. The light is my strength. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Of course. For honor. Justice shall be done. Certainly. Betrayal of light. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Of course. Certainly. Feel my wrath. For honor. I'm here to help. Justice. Of course. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. Certainly. Is my strength. Certainly. Of course. I stand for the light. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. Certainly. Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Is my strength. A sound plan. Is there danger? Betrayal of the light. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Of course. Certainly. Hold on, is there danger? Feel my wrath. For honor. I'm here to help. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. Certainly. Is there danger? For honor. Of course. You are past redemption. For honor. Certainly. The light is my strength. For honor. Of course. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. For Lord Around. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Father. Certainly. For honor. I stand. Feel my wrath. I'm here to help. Justice has come. Sound. For Lord Aron. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. The light is my strength. I stand for the light. Is there danger? Of course. For honor. Certainly. I stand. Is there danger? A sound plan. Feel my wrath. Betrayer of light. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Justice shall be. Light is my strength. Of course. Stand for honor. Certainly. Is there danger? For honor. Of course. Justice shall be done. For honor. I stand for the light. Is there danger? Of course. For honor. I stand for the light. Certainly. Of course. The light is strength. Certainly. Of course. Feel my wrath. A sound plan. Of course. Justice shall be done. Is there danger? For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. I stand for the light. Certainly. You are past redemption. Is there danger? For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. I stand for the light. Justice has come for my father the king. For honor. Betrayal of the light. Of course. Justice has come. A sound plan. Certainly. Justice shall be done. Of course. For honor. Certainly. The light is my strength. Of course. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Is there danger? Of course. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. Is there danger? A sound plan. Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. The light is my strength. For honor. I stand for the light. Is there danger? Certainly. Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. Feel my wrath. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. For my father. A sound plan. Is there danger? Justice shall be done. Certainly. A sound plan. Is there danger? Justice shall be done. For honor. A sound plan. You are past redemption. For my father, the king. Foul name. Feel my wrath. The light and strength. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Is there danger? The light is my strength. Is there danger? Of course. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. Justice shall be done. For honor. Foul. For Lord Orion. Of course. For honor. Certainly. Feel my wrath. Is there danger? For honor. For Lord Orion. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Justice has come. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Certainly. For honor. Is there danger? I'm here to help. Certainly.
Betrayer of the light.
For honor. For my father, the king. Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. I stand for the light. For honor. Of course. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Certainly. I stand for the light. For honor. Justice has come. Danger. Justice shall be done. Of course. Is there danger? I'm here to help. A sound plan. Light is my strength. Of course. I stand for honor. I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Stand for the light. Of course. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. I stand for the light. The light is my strength. Is there danger? A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. I stand for the light. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. I'm here to help. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan.
Betrayer of the light.
Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. I'm here to help. For honor. Certainly. Of course. For honor.
You are past redemption.
I stand for the light. Of course. For honor.
Betrayer of the light.
I'm here to help. Certainly.
Justice has come.
The light is my strength. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Foul name.
You are past redemption.
For honor. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. I'm here to help. Of course. For honor. Of course. Certainly. Is there danger? A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Certainly.
Feel my wrath.
For honor.
Justice has come.
Certainly. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Certainly. Is there danger? A sound plan. For honor. I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. Of course. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Certainly. Of course. I stand for the light. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. The light is my strength. For honor. Is there danger? A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Justice shall be done. For honor. A sound. I'm here to help. Is there danger? Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. Justice shall be done. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. I stand for the light. The light is my strength. I'm here to help. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. Is there danger? I'm here to help. A sound plan. I stand for the light. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. Light is my strength. For honor. Stand for the light. Is there danger? I stand for the light. Of course, for honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Of course. I'm here to help. Certainly. The light is my strength. Found. Is there danger? For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. You are past the limit. A sound plan. The light is my strength. Of course. Is there danger? For honor. The light is my strength. A sound plan. Of course. I stand for the light. For honor. Is there danger? Of course. For honor. Of course. I'm here to help you. Feel my wrath. It's so found. The light is my strength. Betrayer of the light. For honor. Of course. Feel my wrath. I stand for the light. Is there danger? I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. For Lord Oran. A sound plan. Certainly. Justice has come. sound plan. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Is there danger? For honor. Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. Justice shall be done. Certainly.